10 and verse 34, Jesus says, "Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword." There's lots of people perplexed by this. Well, how could Jesus say that? Well, think of what a sword is used for. A sword's used for killing, but it's also used for cutting and dividing. And that falls in line with everything else that Jesus said about sheep and goats, wheat and chaff. It's used for division. You know, some people are perplexed because they can't understand that they're the only person in their house that follows the book or that's interested in Bible teaching, and the rest of the family says, "You're just a lunatic," or, you know, "You're wasting your time." That's exactly what is about to be said here by Christ. "For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foe shall be they of his own household." And he goes on to explain basically the concept of preferring Christ above anyone else, including your own kin and kith. That's the whole premise of this. "He that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it. He that loseth his life for my sake shall find it." So in the context that Christ has lifted this out of Micah, he's using it to say that Christ, he brings people together, but he also brings division. And when he says this, here, where it says here, "And a man's foe shall be they of his own household," that's pretty much the truest statement that I have witnessed by people saying, forgive me for saying this, I've seen more people get divorced over people coming to church and following God, or the husband or the wife, one or the other wants to tithe, and the other one says, "Well, I don't want to tithe, and I don't really want to go to church." This is why I always tell people, I don't do marriage counseling. You should work that out before you decide to get with somebody. Figure that out beforehand. If that's going to be a problem, it's going to be a problem and a thorn forever. It's not going to get better. It's not going to just change its way somehow. But Jesus lifted this out to make a point that he himself, this is why when people say peace on earth and goodwill to all men, you're a nut. You're not reading the Bible. "Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword." My presence here, Christ speaking, will always bring division. It will bring some together, and it will cut some and separate some apart.
To this house, magnify the Lord, lift up holy hands, our hearts in one accord.